make all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got
the Tourette trucker. I'm here in Alligator Alley. Yesterday, after I loaded my load, got with them in Tampa and let them know that we are 2 trailers short of being able to finish this loading tomorrow. 2, 3.5. So got with them about it, and they said, yeah, go ahead and come on. Going down here, and if I didn't mind going to Tampa and picking up the empty trailer and bringing it back so we have something to load. So I bought to Tampa, got me a trailer last night, and stopped here in Alligator Alley here at the rest area. Now it's time to get on over there to where I need to go load at. Only 31 miles away. Go load that, and then go back and get another one. The other driver who's normally down here in Miami, he's woke up sick this morning, called me at 4 o'clock this morning, let me know he wasn't going to be here today. Asked if that was okay if I load both of them. I told him, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm down there. To be honest, I was looking forward to getting off a little earlier today, since I came all the way from Tampa, a little on the tired side, but it's all good. You know, I'm on a day rate. I'm down here for whatever they need, so that's all cool. But yeah, it's time to get my day started. Yesterday, after I loaded, dropped trailer back in Miami, when I was headed out to go to Tampa, the daggone wreck happened up further ahead. I saw this Amazon van go sliding toward the median. Wasn't really sure what was going on. I mean, it's kind of like one of them slow motion things where you kind of see a van kind of slide sideways. So I didn't really think that much of it. Wasn't really sure, you know, what was going on. They're probably about half a mile ahead of me. I just pretty much gotten onto the interstate, maybe about a mile back. Traffic was kind of heavy. And all the next thing I know, I saw this SUV just doing barrel rolls down the freaking interstate, go airborne, and flip up nose to tail, and landed up on this roof over on the shoulder, kind of down the embankment. That's the second time I've actually seen that in person. I saw it. Matter of fact, it was down here in Florida on I-75 around Ocala one time before. Years and years ago. I think it's around 2012, 2013. I saw this. It happened right directly in front of a rest area. So I know the people in the rest area got to see it. But this was coming in the opposite direction that I was. Of course, I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but just as I'm going the opposite direction that he was coming, just behind where the wreck happened was kind of a hill, and there was a freaking Florida State Patrol sitting there. So my brain kind of tells me everybody come over the hill, seen the daggone State Patrol, started daggone brake checking, you know, hitting daggone brakes. As soon as they come over, there was that cop who was sitting up against the concrete divider wall. My brain tells me, yeah, they were all freaked out about that. Probably freaking brake checking this other car, keep from rear end and skidded, lost control, and then daggone flipped over. But I guess the cop didn't see it because he was still just sitting there just chilling. So I rode by, blowing my horn, pointing behind me. When I went past him, hey, look, dude, you need to look behind you. I mean, hopefully the cop got the hint, but that's the second time I've seen that. Wasn't no sense of me trying to pull over. There were a gazillion other cars pulled over, all the ones that were right there around it. Amazon guy, he was already out taking pictures that fast. So, yeah, some of the things you see, I mean, you know, that's why I tell everybody, in my videos, I tell y'all, hey, thank Jesus for the breath you got in your lungs. Thank him, you know, for allowing you to wake up. I mean, now granted, okay, it was the driver because his hood was facing that way. Somebody crawled out the one side, so I guess it was the driver's side based on how he was upside down. That would have been the driver that was crawling out. But everybody kept looking towards the passenger door. All the people that were out up there on the shoulder looking at it. So I'm thinking maybe somebody's in the passenger side. I mean, all that stuff was crushed. The fender, bumper, everything was out in the grass. Stuff was everywhere. So yeah, it did a pretty good number on that vehicle. It looked like an SUV, like a mini SUV or something, crossover or something. So yeah, I mean, y'all never take life for granted. Because you just never know what's gonna happen. That's pretty wild, pretty intense. Yeah, that's just something for y'all to think about. You know, just something can happen in an instant. I mean, you know, it could have been someone just going to work, you know, so you just never know. So always make sure you tell your family you love them. I'm always trying to, being out here on the road, I always try to make sure before I go to bed, I tell my wife I love her, miss her. Yes, I do, Catherine. I love you and I miss you, baby. I always try to let them know that you're thinking of them. Wake up in the morning, of course with my schedule I'm so iffy and crazy. Right now our son's actually out of school on winter break. Up there where we live, they get Thanksgiving, they get Christmas, they get in December or here in February they get a winter break, and then the end of March, beginning of April, then they get spring break. We got holidays that we never had in school. We didn't have all the time off they get now. We didn't have that when we were in school in the daggone 80s when we graduated. But yeah, they get all kinds of stuff here. So she's not up in the mornings and all this week. So she's usually been staying up till like 4 o'clock in the morning and sleeping in during the day. She hadn't been waking up till about 11 or 12. But hey, that's good when you can do that. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that. You never know what can happen. Like I say, I always wake up, thank God for what you got. You got parents. We've got one friend who is a parent of a kid with disabilities. He's got issues. He pretty much has seizures weekly. He actually fell in a pool and drowned, was actually dead. I think for like 5 or 10 minutes of the oxygen, they brought him back, but he's been worse ever since. He already had disability before, but since then, he's actually worse. Worse now. Real bad behavior issues and all. But since that's happened, it's gotten worse. And this person's always, just negative. I hate my life, I hate this, I hate that, I hate this, I hate that. You don't know what I'm going through, you're lucky, I have nobody. Well, know sometimes it's a blessing to have someone with a disability. I know my wife, she absolutely thanks God for her son having a disability. Yeah, he's at the higher end of autism. I mean, he comes straight in the door from school. In Georgia, they're allowed to go to school until they're 22. He's 19. He'll be 20 this year. But he can go to school until he's 22. But, you know, she thanks God that he has that, because he's actually on the higher end, so he's actually content. Then the first 5 minutes of coming in from school, he strips down to underwear and goes to his room and doesn't come out until he's hungry. He pretty much doesn't want to be bothered. Real antisocial. Doesn't ask for anything. All thing he asks for is maybe some Microsoft points or maybe a new game at Christmas time. That's it. Can he get an attitude? Yes, he can. Kids with autism, they can get attitudes. And when they get an attitude, they get an attitude. Can it be a butt? Yes, he can be a butt. He can be really rude to his mom sometimes, but like she said, she don't have to worry about him out there running the streets. He's on a 3rd grade level. He'll never drive. He'll never be able to hold a job. Still can't tie his shoes. Has absolutely no concept of time, money, anything. Like she said, she don't have to worry about, is he fixing to get someone pregnant? You know, is he out running the streets doing drugs? Is he gonna get, you know, in a car wreck out with friends? You know, is he gonna get arrested? Doesn't have to worry about that. I mean, when I tell people, you can always find someone who's in a worse position than you are. So no matter how bad your life seems, there's somebody that has it worse. No matter how bad you think your home life is, there's somebody who's got it worse. No matter how small you think your house is, there's somebody who's got a smaller house or doesn't even have a house. So, you know, be thankful, you know, for what you have, and be happy. I mean, there's no sense in waking up miserable and mean and mad all the time. You know, just be absolutely happy with what you have. You know, not every kid with autism, you know, is meant to curse you. Sometimes it's meant as a blessing to make you strong, and maybe by you having that and you overcoming that adversity with a child with autism, you can be an inspiration to others with kids with autism who think, you know, they have it bad or are going through something. Maybe you've learned how the system works, you know, how you can get the extra help for your child in school with autism. Maybe that person already knows this and they can help you with that. There's always a reason. God has his reasons for everything. You may not know the reason. You may not agree with the reasons. I mean, not everybody who goes through, you know, a cheating spouse will agree that, you know, hey, God has a purpose, you know, for that. You know, absolutely, because I can tell you, my wife can tell you, she sure didn't agree. Well, what's God's purpose in this kind of pain and anguish that I'm going through? You know, that was my justification. Why? What's the purpose in this? I'll admit, I began questioning. You know, I kind of lost my faith back then. Actually being made fun of by, you know, my wife and them for actually going to church, you know, and actually trying to do right. After a while, I eventually did stop going, and, you know, kind of felt, well, okay, maybe this isn't it, or I wouldn't be going through this. But, you know, there's a purpose, and, you know, like me and my wife's case, and that right there, what she went through, what I went through with cheating spouses, that eventually led us to getting together. And now we know exactly the pain that it feels like, so why would we do that to one another? I mean, you know, we're absolutely admitting we're not going anywhere. You want to get mad, you want to leave, take your butt to the other room. There's none of this, I'm mad, I'm gonna get divorced. And that's what people do today. They get mad, things don't want to work out. They're quick to, I want a divorce, I want a divorce, I want a divorce, I want a divorce. Nobody believes in trying to work anything out anymore. You know, God has a purpose for everything, and we've made up our mind that, hey, what we have, we've absolutely enjoyed our 8 years together. Now, was it tough in the beginning with some things that my kids and all put me through, and some of the people on her side, some people on my side were saying about her, and people on her side were saying about me. Was it tough? Absolutely. But we overcame it. We realized, hey, I believe we're meant to be together. And we still believe that today. We actually get comments when we're out together. People actually stop us and tell us, that they just see something about us when we're together. Well, they see this light about us. We got stopped in the rest area one time, a couple just like, man, it is so good to be in love. We're like, yes, it is. Like, we're like, well, what's going on? This older couple, they had to be in their 70s, like, him and his wife, like, we can tell y'all are absolutely in love with each other. I mean, I guess we're together, people see that light about us, that we're there for each other. We absolutely, genuinely love each other. We're not just going through the motions. We absolutely, it's about us. We've been stopped numerous times by people, make comments. These teenagers even stopped us and said something one time. I can't remember where we were in Sam's or somewhere. These teenagers stopped us and said something. I mean, it's amazing that, how many people actually see it when we're together. We don't believe in walking one in front of each other, one behind it. We're always touching each other. We always holding hands, always got our arm around each other. I still open the car door for my baby. Still trying to do the gentleman thing. I mean, we're 50, we still love to chase her up the stairs. We still play tag and chase through the house. We still act just like we're little school kids. And I think people generally see that. And everybody, we've had some people say, oh, it's nice, well, that newness will wear off. Well, how long y'all been together? About a year? No, 8 years. Those are some of the people that knew us. And back when we were together, and now, 8 years later, we're still the exact same. We haven't changed. Our feelings for each other have not changed one bit. We're still chasing each other, acting a fool, just like we did, the first week we were together. That tells us right there.
3/4 of a mile, keep right.
We're meant to be together. God brought us together for a reason, to be there for each other. And that's our plan. We're going to be there for each other. I may be on the road, but push come to shove, if I need to be there, I'm there. I have no problem deadhead, 1,000, 2,000 miles home if I have to. I need to go home for something for her, I'll go home. That's the part of being an owner-operator. Company like, no, man, look, sorry, you got to stay out. Owner-operator, if I need to go home, I'm going home for her. But yeah, people see it. They just see something about us when we're together. People even see, when she lights up, how much she lights up when she talks about me, and people will mention that. Just in conversation to her when they talk about me. Me with guys, we really don't talk about stuff like that. Girls talk about stuff like guys. Well, we don't really. Guys go like, man, I can see you really light up when you talk about your life. Guys, we're just not like that. We're a whole different breed when it comes to being built that way.
Continue on route.
But like I say, when we're together, we've been stopped numerous times, and people absolutely see it in us. So thank God for what you got. No matter how bad it is, God's got a plan. You may not see it now. I mean, I went through 17 years. Actually, 3 years after I was married, my wife cheated on me. That I knew about. And then there was on from there. You know, we're kind of wondering on one of my children, you know, about paternity. But, you know, the pain that I went through, you know, I didn't see it for 17 years, or I'm married Sandy, so basically 14 years. You know, marriage and the aggravation I went through. Sure didn't see it then, but that made me stronger for who I am today. That made me stronger and want to work through to not let that happen again. So of course, you know, my wife's a little more guarded. I'm a little more guarded, a little more skeptical, a little more, I guess you could say you have some trust issues. You know, even though I absolutely trust you, absolutely trust me, you know, there's always in the back of your mind, you still kind of think, you're still always kind of wondering, even though, you know, I trust you, trust me, you still kind of wonder in the background of something comes out, you know, you're like, you know, it sticks in the back of your mind because you've been done that way before. But, you know, you just have to overcome that. But yeah, you know, pains that you go through in life, you know, God gives you those so that you can grow, so that you can use those. You know, sometimes that's a teaching moment for you to be able to be there for someone else who goes through that. So you can let them know, hey, look, you know, you're not alone. Hey, I've been right where you were at. You know, you can give them advice and help them through a tough time. So you never know what your pain is for. I mean, it could be for a reason. You know, so just something to think about. Anyway, I'm gonna get on through this traffic. Just want to send a short little video and, you know, tell everybody about the wreck that happened yesterday. So everybody, you know, please, hey, just think about, you know, life's lessons. Just think about, you know, it could always be worse. So, you know, absolutely thank the Lord Jesus Christ for allowing you to wake up, allowing you to take that breath. Because if you're watching this video, obviously He allowed you to wake up and have a breath. Never guarantee tomorrow. Just keep that in mind, y'all. Until the next segment, y'all take care. Y'all have y'all a good, blessed day. Peace out.
You can't touch this.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.